point that y'all have a 76 gas station up here. You know, that's rare. We make 76 gasoline. I make it. It's what I make. And we don't even have them in our own area. Where we make gasoline, we don't even have it. It's up here or in Oklahoma. That's where the stations are. So whenever you do use a 76 gas station, know that I literally made that gasoline. Seriously. Also, Valvoline motor oil is my oil. That's actually my job. The Valvoline motor oil to go to the public to become oil that goes into your car. So if you use Valvoline motor oil, if you're currently in the motor oil market and you're in the search for a new motor oil, Valvoline is a wonderful product. I vouch for it. Also, Shell gasoline. It's like, well, I don't like 76. It's not in a good area. That's okay. Where it is in a good area is a Shell gas station, and I also make Shell gasoline. And I heavily endorse it, as most of you follow me online. Shell gives good discounts at the pump and get upside that you hear all over the radio, save money on gas, get cash. That's actually also a company that I work for. And don't listen to the radio ads, whatever code, get code Bobby Bones, or don't do that. Call me, message me. I'll give you my code, and you can get, I think right now they're offering like 15 or 17 cents off a gallon, and then it goes to an account, and then you can move that to your PayPal account or your bank account. And after about 6 to 8 months, it's about 50 or 60 bucks, and it'll buy you a tank of gas. And then it's funny for me because all the racers, like on the tour, they do it. So when I know there's a jet ski race going on, because I get like 3 cents when they buy gas of what they do, you've received 19 cents this weekend. I'm like, I didn't buy gas, but there was a jet ski race somewhere where people used my code and bought gas for racing. So that's kind of cool. Well, I know you put Shell diesel in your truck. You tell me that all the time. What gasoline are you putting in your lawnmowers? QT? Okay, that's smart. Try the other mic. This is the other mic. Yeah, it's hard to see. So look, 2 hands up is good. 2 hands to the side is bad. Still bad. Thank you. This is the different mic. Yes. So if you work at an airport, when 2 hands go up, that means you're good. When 2 hands go out, that means you're bad. Morning. Race 1's on the line. Everybody's there? Yeah? Dale, do you have your sheets? Does Dale have his sheets? He's up there. Yeah, he's waving yes. Terry. You can hear it coming out of that mic? Okay. Well, I can tell that, like, usually I do this, but I'll try to do this instead. Yeah, we're behind. We're behind. You're behind. Race one with a holder to the line. Race one with your jet ski to the line. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Terry said, keep all this in the shade, and the shade's moving. Oh, wait. Hang on. Charles. There's another thing. I didn't see this. Is Charles making his way up to the, hello? He is. I see him. Still bad? Still bad. Still bad. Wait a minute. She's thinking. She's thinking. Still bad. Still bad. Still bad. Still bad. Still bad. Yep. I don't know. Release time. Let's try this one. No. 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 Well, no. That's yeah. Here. And then stick around, because we may need your national anthem expertise again. Well, goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Hey, y'all, it's obviously it's going to be super hot again today. So start drinking lots of water. And if you guys start getting a little dehydrated, we do have Be Hydrated over here. The white tent right up here by the ramp down to the beach. They have a IV therapy drip and all kinds of vitamin B12 shots, D, anything you might need. So come on up there and see Be Hydrated. Stephanie is over there ready to take care of y'all today. And try to drink lots of water. It's going to be a hot one.
All right, I can hear you. If you would please stop what you're doing. Please rise. Race one. Hendrick Smith, Hagen Smith, Felix Mornico, Tristan, Lee Trent's out there, Seth Pettit. You're welcome. Thank you. Brian, are you in this race too? No? Race 2. Okay, that's why you're garbed up. In your regalia. I love the smell of race fuel in the morning. You know, 1 cup of coffee just does not do it. But 1 cup of coffee and 1 bottle of water is cloak. Come see Moto Option. He's already set up this morning. Who? Say that again. Say it again. Say it again. Coming around the inside, looks like Andrew Vo comes out in 2nd place. Are they red flag? I didn't hear the whistle. Trent just broke that flagpole apart professional. That looked awesome, Trent. You need to do that every time. The way you pulled that flag apart, perfect. Yeah, look at you nod. Bring it back, stack it back up, tap it back in, and let it go. Headed on the 66 here at Felix Martinenko on the UA7. Just Ebert on the 41. I believe Scott Champion was in this one yesterday. It's on a 2-stroke sheet. There was a question brought up whether or not one of your relatives used to live here. There was a champion that used to race in this area, motocross and jet skis. I think I live here. Find out more about you. One of my mini bosses at the race. Yes. This time. As late as Hagen. Looks like Hagen may have started late. We must have had a premature acceleration, and that was a extremely successful head on the helmet start. Yes, ma'am. Of course, you didn't claim any victims really yesterday. The backstretch corner was our treacherous corner. We're going to watch it close again here today. See Anna ended up making it to the line for race 2. Good morning, Anna. She's our jet deck. I don't think she can hear me because usually when she hears her name, she waves her hand or nods her head. She likes that attention. Anna, an influencer. She's a professional athlete. She has a OnlyFans account for young ladies and jet ski enthusiasts to follow. Anna's Heroes, because I follow her and read her blogs, which are very, very good. Anna is a journalist, so she her profession is media and marketing, which you would call it, but she helps promote businesses to people that consume it. And her childhood heroes are my childhood heroes, Bishop Ross and Jeff Jacobs. And she lives in Lake Havasu now. She's originally from Kansas, but she moved out to Lake Havasu to pursue her dreams. One of those being becoming a professional jet ski racer, which she's achieved. And she's out there on the black SXR 1500 with the yellow and orange graphics, the 777, which, as I told y'all yesterday, translates a lot of us as to winner. So if you've never met Anna or don't know who she was a junior racer in this region. Her dad brought his 2 daughters to the races, and they had 750s and 550s. It was a vintage deal. Whenever there was a vintage race, they'd bring a lot of racers, or they'd bring skis and ride. But Anna was a junior racer with us. She grew up in this region and raced in this region and moved on to the world finals in amateur women's ski. I believe she won a world title or a national title in that. And now she's a professional, and I believe she's placed. I don't know if she's won, but she's definitely placed in the world final. And so if you don't think this is necessarily for your kids, it can be. It can be a career. It can be a life for them if they're really into it. And you know that. You tell them, well, we tell all our kids, pursue your dreams. Anna did that, and she's living it. So we're certainly proud of her. Can't take all the credit. Her parents did a great job. But we definitely influenced her passion to come here and race with us. And she pays that back by coming back and running with us, too. So we thank her and her teammates for coming back to race with us. I bet you she can hear me now. Anna, can you hear me? 2 thumbs up. Yeah? We need a holder. We need a holder to the line. Holder to the line. Do we need more than one holder? I see your hand up, sir. I'll get you a holder. The 26 boat in race 2 needs a holder. And I know he's got a bunch of people with him. There's somebody running to the... Are you going to go home 26, buddy? You got it. All right, cool. 69. Holders to the line. I believe we got people running that way. So you ask and you shall receive. You ask and you shall receive. See Hagen there and Hendricks. They're still in the tie battle. I believe it's the front. I believe all the pack right there are the 5 riders. I do believe that's the lead. Unless it's Felix and Tristan here and they're already coming to the back of those guys, I don't think they're that slow. So let's go ahead and say the race leaders are on the back section of the course. And I want to say that's Hendricks out in front. And then Hagen is in 3rd. This is all unofficial, of course. Adrian Foe looks like he's in 4th. And, they took my clipboard. I put my clipboard underneath something. I think these tell you the riders that rode yesterday. And I know they're printing it and they'll bring it to me later. But now that I see John, he reminded me we're going to have what right now is a power sports broker. and they're going to have a fleet later that we'll be able to demonstrate. So if you're a spectator, do you need me? Okay. If you're a spectator and you want to ride, we're going to have the opportunity for you to do that. So you're not waiting for somebody's race boat, and they'll be set up over near the swimming area. So if you're a spectator today and you want to do a little jet skiing, Ride Now is going to be here to be able to provide that for you. Thank you. I know it's Shanti and Javier's mom that's in there making the sheets. I don't have the sheets yet, so I'm going off my memory, which isn't good. I have a selected memory, my wife said. So I remember some names, but not everything. And we'll definitely get the race order, because I know that. I mean, anybody can race 2, race 3. Race 2 is on the line now. Race 3, I need you to staging. Race 4, I need you at the ready. And it looks like race 5, because I know in my heart that that's sport. I see him getting ready, so I appreciate all that. We're, believe it or not, close to time. We made up 5 minutes yesterday. Good morning, Miss Shanti. So I do have the race sheet in my hand now. Like I said, ask and you shall receive. The EMT service brought me some more water, so I'm appreciative of that. For the planning, that sounded like a fish dropping on me. I did not bring a lunch today. I'll admit, I forgot my lunch. I have lunch money. Yeah. See, my sponsor over there is looking at me with the disgust. I brought lunch money, so if anybody's willing to trade a lunch for money, I'm your guy. Tim, how's your finger? Will you point your finger at me? Yeah, that's the finger I'm talking about. If you're a mechanic or work on things or ever get pinched, sometimes you have a big, I call it a purple nail, and there's a couple of ways to relieve that pain and pressure, and that happened yesterday. Sometimes I can look at it, sometimes I can't. Yesterday was one of those times I can't, but I checked on my buddy last night, and he said, it's all good. I checked on his nurse, and we're good. think I see a red flag. I'm not quite sure. Red flag, red flag.
Side.
do have the sheet in my possession now, so we'll go ahead and introduce the riders from race 1 that we missed. And this is cheers. On the 41 out of Wichita, Kansas, riding for Big Fish Bail Bonds, County Water Racing, his dad, Smith Racing, it is Tristan.
Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me well. Can you hear me? So if you guys are listening at home, that was a little bobble between Mark Marriott and Adrian Fisk. And I believe that is Mark that's getting checked out. We don't really have much of an update, but we will resume racing when that gets taken care of. So, thanks.
got my runabout, but this thing, I don't know if I want to or not.
out and ran away. It took him about an hour and a half to find me. I was unconscious in the by the railroad track. Those days are gone. Well, for the most part, those days are gone.
Now there's new days.
Yeah. There's new wild days, but they ain't nothing like they used to be.
Not like that, huh?
Yeah, I used to be.
So you're one of those guys that they do videos of running.
Oh, yeah. As soon as they see me, they already know I was running. I don't have to run from them no more. I ain't doing nothing for them.
So what kind of motorcycle were you on?
That's a 850 Suzuki.
No, it's a big bike.
Yeah. That's why it took a nosedive. Now I got between that wreck and I had another one on a 1200 Honda. Between that wreck, I got a hard time now. When I first got this bike, I was pretty apprehensive.
Yeah,
I enjoy my motorcycle.
it's better just to pull over.
Yeah.
That run. And they catch them 90% of the time you catch them, especially if there's a helicopter. It's run and then they just make it worse. Let's go!
Are we racing again?
What's that?
Racing today? No sport? No sport?
No sport. What are you doing?
That's sick my ass.
Did it?
Well, with something like that, it needs regulation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. So,
I think we're huddling.
I just bought a spec boat. Remember Joel Hill? It's not his. It looks like a hammer piece of dog shit. He was in a huddle, so I'm going to get the still huddle. But, yeah, like,
Still huddle.
man, that
Huddle up.
after racing. Totally got it. Maybe I'll put in the blast. Yeah. Is it on pump gas? Is it stroke and trailer? Oh, is it? You're kidding. Oh my gosh. 6 mil, that's smooth. Mod light. So what's the rules on mod light? Yeah, with the TTR, the TR1. So
We're having a safety briefing right now, and they're getting ready to start the race again. Getting it all together. And Mark Marriott got taken in the ambulance. He's okay. Just a little hip dislocation. Pop back in.
yeah, you can talk to the world there. I got that windsock set so you can know what it's like. Secret camera. Mark is all right. He said he is prone to having his hip pop out. Nobody hit him. He just wasn't set up right for the turn. His hip popped, and they're going to take care of him. It's painful, but they're giving him meds, and he's okay. So we're going to resume a full start and full race of race 2 momentarily.
Hey, Charles, you still get buzzing?
We're good.
All right, I have gotten back to my position and caught my breath. We're getting everybody back to their positions. Race 2, race number 2, with the jet ski and a holder on the line. We will do a full restart. Take this time to thank our emergency response professionals. Those are the guys that, when things happen, run to, not from. In my opinion, they don't get near enough thanks. I work with them every day, and part of my job is to help them, which is something I just did for this situation. So I must say, Chad Comer, if you can hear me, I owe you a talking to, a thank you, and an apology, and you will get all three today. Whoever the spectators are from, I think it was Pinnacle Pest Control, when you talk to your dad later, tell him thank you from me as well. I think they're here to see Cooper Caldwell, honestly. I think they're spectating Cooper Caldwell.
He's working on skinnies right now. Skinnies won't start in spec.
Cooper, are you in earshot? No.
Yeah.
Doesn't see that probably. Here, Cooper. Hey.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And then we've also got a somebody's got a spare pump. We're not real sure if it's the wear room or that, but we're just going to do both.
In women's ski, we talked about her earlier on the 777. She rides for OnlyFans, HydroTurf, SBT, Funkaway, Heel United, Bomber Eyewear, Pro Watercraft, Camel Towing, Quake Assist, ADA Racing, Boss Man Built, that's her dad, and it's Gasparoni Trucking. That's Anna Glennon. And in Veteran Ski Open, that was Spice Wood, Texas Ski rides for Awesome Jet Skier. That's Mike Myhills. Thank you, Ryan, for the adjusting that yesterday. Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, riding for Legion Pools, power sports, utility block company, Jettribe, Pro Vision, and he told me this morning, fast power sports. That's Jeremy Coker. Also out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, same household too. Legion Pools, Jet Pilot, Pro Vision, Naughty Shine, Arrow, 10 Racing, 10 Trim. It is just Jeremy Coker. He's out of Sulphur Springs. He's also your course marshal, course director today. And that is your lineup for race 2. Race 3 to staging. Race 3 to staging. I see a lot of you down there. Race 4 to the ready. Race 5, beginner runabout. Be steadfast, please. With that delay, the time is now 10:55. We are 45 minutes behind. We will not be able to make all that up. So I can promise you the break will be short. The break will be short. We've got a rider down in front. We've got a rider here. The break will be short again today to make this time up. There's Trisha Coker across on that fast power sports GP1. We've got a lap rider getting out of the way of all the people for position. Adrian Fisk going across. Talked about his battle earlier. Mark Marriott no longer or isn't able to continue now. Hopefully see him back. Definitely have best wishes for him. Did get the word that he is stable. He looks stable. So hopefully he just will check up and maybe a little bit of an adjustment. We'll see Mark back out. There's Charles Gitchard going around the horseshoe there on the 24. That's that bright red ski. Coming on the outside split right now. It looks like Gitchard coming around, Adrian Fisk, Mark Hunter. He's under that, right as you come in the park, there's a wrist 10, and it's got a really neat ski underneath it. If you get a chance to walk back up towards the tavern, there's a vintage 550 jet ski that's bad attitude, power sports with bad attitude. That's Dale's shop. It's always been Dale's jet ski, but his race team was always bad attitude because they had one. They had a bad attitude in the 80s. Yeah, he still does. Nothing's really changed, but he doesn't have really a race team anymore. Rusty Wilson was running the show with his race team, and Rusty Wilson Rick Catola on that dark ski out front. It's GP1. That's what they asked me to say today, is that they're on GP1s. That's the Fast Power Sports GP1. So there's Rick right there taking the checkered flag. He's on page 2 at the very top, which is WBC. That's the 67 Power Sports. Race 3 on the line, race 4 to staging. Race 3 on the line, race 4 to staging. Race 3, we'll introduce you to him on the USA out of Flower Mountain. Riding for midday. Out of Wichita, that's Cornet, 27 on the 40. It's Christmas. Hebert, 41. On the 23, she told me yesterday, out of Arvada, Colorado. Nice young lady. We look forward to talking to her this weekend. Her name is Caitlin Gaskin. Stone, 42. And coming out with us today, he drove all night to get here this morning out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and he rides for 405 Motorsport. It's Christian Bain on the 405. Race 4 to staging, race 4 to staging, race 5 to the ready, race 6 steadfast. Rick Cantola, your unofficial winner of that last moto on the 67. Rick Cantola has a business called Pink Power Sports. They have one of the best logos, in my opinion, in motorsports. They've got the blue and white mountains. And where they live in Colorado, I'm sure it's close to businesses like... Yes. Yes for Joey. We need a flat head screwdriver to the starting line. We need a flat... We got it. Wow, I should have auctioned that off. That was quick. For you that can hear me, that is perfect. Say my name long and slow. Joey. I will respond. Currently looking for lunch. It's the first thing we ask at work. What's for lunch? It's 11 o'clock. currently 11:05. So, why isn't Javier in this race? Can anyone tell me why Javier is not in this race? It's a good race to be in. Is he too old? Or is he too young? 10 to 12. He's not a beginner. Oh, it says stock skis only. Well, we know Javier isn't on a stock ski. He'd be bored. Javier, if you can hear me, come talk. If you're not in this race, come talk to me. You know all the guys in this race. You ride with them. I think you were the most talked about racer yesterday with the spectators. A lot of the people that live in the community came down on their golf carts to watch at the end of the day after they got off work. And they kept telling me, look at that little boy. He's doing everything. He's loaded on his four-wheeler. He's racing. He's got it together. They were really the spectators. We're all which is cool. That's one of the nicknames my son has, is the King. He is. There's one offer for lunch. Race 5 is staging. Race 5 is staging. If you have a Sea-Doo start-stop switch, start-stop switch, particularly in HX, but if you have a Sea-Doo start-stop switch, please get with Skinny Casey Moore. She needs a Sea-Doo start-stop switch for Sea-Doo HX today. Check the flag for race 3, race 4 to staging, race 5 to the ready. Race 6, be on the lookout. We need a 2-minute hold for race 4. We need a 2-minute hold for race 4. Sean and check-in. We need a 2-minute hold for race 4. It's running. It's on the trailer making its way to the water. We need a 2-minute hold for race 4. He rides for Pro Watercraft Racing, Austin Jet Skier, Smith Optics, Factory Jettribe Racing. And that is a JD 232 Racing and Salvage boat. 111, did she get off? I don't see her. 111 is Casey Skinny-Moore out of Melissa, Texas. They're going to red flag that race, so we'll get to see him again. And out of Fort Worth, Texas on the 193, John Caldwell Pools, Deplorable Racing, Jettribe. That's Cooper Caldwell. Oh, it looks like they combined Sport Open and Sport Spec today. That's cool. Joey Malden out there on the 69. That buys Casey a little time. I don't see her out there. Is Chad Conner on his HX? It looks like he is. I said Connor, not Conner. I've had a lot of laps at home around that 747. It used to practice with me. Speed ski. It's a HX stock bottom hull. It's got a lightened hood. Normally be there missing, so the center of gravity on it's not quite the same. It's a little easier to ride. It turns. It's got a beautiful jet trim seat cover on it. Chad just picked it up. He rides for Watercross of Texas. Chad does. That's Kurt Bryant. Kurt does a lot of unique designs on ride plates. In my opinion, he's got the best scoop grade in the industry for rough water. It's what's known as a double spoon. Kurt also makes really, really nice sponses out of aluminum, not plastic, so they tend not to break. They can fall off, unfortunately. But I bought good bolts, loctite them on the second attempt, and haven't had an issue with them yet, so thank you, Kurt, very much. Hope to see Kurt this weekend. Loco Option, who's next to me here, Jerry here racing, he brought some stickers. So thank you, Jerry. In Moto Option, we will do a little bit of trivia. If you have some giveaways, I know the Pokers usually have some giveaways from their sponsors. Anna may bless us with some giveaways if she's got something from her Pro kit. And Cantola usually has some goodies. Yeah, they got Pro cards and Pro posters. They'll sign autographs. Anna also will be glad to take a picture with you. She's very photogenic, and usually she shares stuff like that on her social media. She's really good at that. Anna, do you like being called everybody's little girl still? She ain't listening. All right, Joey Malden in the open class out front. Casey did get her ski running, so great. Casey Malden on the... Or Casey Moore. Joey Malden not... Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Joey Malden now in the lead, coming across. He's in the open class. Hendrick Smith on the 37 comes out second. Casey on the 111 right behind him. There's Cooper Caldwell in third in his class. And there's Chad on the 747 trying to get everything he can out of that 1100. Oh, and something went wrong with Chad. Course marshals to the front section of the course. Course marshals to the front section of the course. Meanwhile, on the backstretch, Joey Malden, they told me to call him the Rhinestone Cowboy. Star-Spangled Rodeo Rider, Joey Malden. All right, Chad pulled off there safely. Race number 5 to staging. Race number 6 to the ready. J.B. Gasparoni, I was corrected this morning. We have a J.P. Parsons in this region. We love him. JB Bond. Oh, James Bond Gasper, the repo specialist. Well, you're not camel towing, are you? That's a joke, right? That's just, there is really a camel towing company. Rip and Kroger told me that. He had to pay for the licensing for it. Yeah, I can read. Are you still all of our little girl? Are you a woman now, or are you still all of our little girls? You know how many guys feel like they're your dad in this region? They're like, gosh, she grew up. Not much, though. Well, you could be my daughter. Yeah. Yep. Where's your dad? Is he coming? No. And your sister? And she's probably a woman now, too, isn't she? Yeah. Yep. And they're still in Kansas? You're not in Kansas anymore, though. You need to have that on your Jeep. Actually, now that I'm here with you in person, do you still have your Jeep? So, one of the pictures you took, Jeep Girl or something like that, I'm a member of the 90 to 94 Square Headlight Jeep page on Facebook and Twitter. And I want to say I shared that with all of my friends, and it was, oh my God, who is that? And I said, well, go to Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and go to Body Beach, and you can meet her. And if you guys did, they said, that's right, we were down the road from my house. So see, you're also a legend in the Jeep community, too. Isn't hard to be a legend in the Jeep community if it runs and you have a story. Mine doesn't run, but I have a whole heaping amount of stories, so legendary status. Race 5, beginner runabout. Race 5, beginner runabout. The starting line is yours. Race 6 in staging. Race 7 to the ready. So we'll give you the call. Joey Malden's still out front because you can hear his boat out there. And behind him, the 37 of Hendrick Smith. Hendrick Racing for Smith Optics, Pro Watercraft Racing. Deployable Racing, the title sponsor on that ski. And JD 232 Racing and Salvage, which is my business. So I'll tell you that that boat came out of somebody's backyard. It had moss and mold all over it with a good old-fashioned pressure washing and a lot of bleach. We brought it back to life. And I guess the worst, it's got one of those programmable lanyards on it. It's called DSS key or something to prevent it from being stolen. It's the worst thing Sea-Doo ever did. Worst thing Sea-Doo ever did. It's a pain. It is still on there. We wish we could change it. One day, hopefully we will. But Hendricks doesn't mind. And so, yes, you can find these skis in somebody's backyard and take them to a good, reputable place to have them rebuilt and bring them out here to race. That's what most of them are. I don't think Cooper's came out of somebody's backyard. It probably came out of somebody's garage. It's pretty nice. And Skinny's was definitely out of a backyard. We need holders. Holders to the line, holders to the line. Skinny's definitely came out of a backyard. And she's done rehab. We call it rehab. Sometimes you just clean them up, put stickers on them. That's what I did. And sometimes you can repaint them, do a full restoration like counting cars or overhauling or something like that. And that's what you see on the 111. We will introduce race number 5 to you on the first 11 out of Montgomery, Texas, riding for Race Lab Performance. That's Ashley Swell. Swell on the 11. Her friend right next to her on the 11 out of Houston, Texas, that is Bailey Glaceman. Glaceman on the 11. Here he is out of Quinlan, Texas, riding for Bentley Plumbing. It's the 22 of Javier Falcone. Falcone 22. Racing today out of Austin, Texas. First time yesterday, second time today on the 30. That is Kevin Bice. Bice on the 30. Acceleration, and we are racing out of 38 out of Haslett, Texas. That's Ashton Avery. He came up and met me earlier. Congratulations and thank you, Ashton. On the 316 out of Round Rock, it's the Quinn Brothers Construction. That is Kevin Quinn. And 316 is his mission boat, he told me. And on the 413, our winner from yesterday, that's the dark-colored Sea-Doo with the speakers on the side. That is Greg Swell. Greg Swell on the 413. Thank you for the water. I am enjoying it. Got that green RXP on the front. I believe that's Mark Marriott's uncle. Javier Falcone coming across in third. So who is on that green Sea-Doo? Oh, that's 22, Mike the Madman Gaskin. I didn't introduce him. I'm so sorry. Wait, did they combine? No, Miller's not out there. Yeah, Miller and Pagan aren't out there. Okay. We may have missed one. Oh, it's Kevin Bice. That's who it is. We'll get it right. Charles, how you doing? Anything up in the air is good. Anything to your side is bad. Okay. Try the other mic. I made an adjustment on that speaker, and it seemed to help. I can go back and try to adjust it, too. This other mic's hot. How is that? This mic's hot. Let me go back and try to adjust. Now I'll bring the radio with me. Next race to staging. Race after that to the ready. They're complaining we have a buzz over the microphones. I heard it earlier and made an adjustment to something. We're gonna put it back and see if it's better. I don't hear it now. Okay, Charles. That's to the top on everything. It sounds way better than it did earlier. I hear it now. I hear it now. Hey, we can work on it. We got 3 more days. There's Mr. Cooper Caldwell. I think he's tired of me just calling out the same sponsors that I know by heart. He's probably going to write some more in. Hey. I think you're earlier today. I don't think you're in the last one. So. Okay. Thanks for coming to check with me, bud. We're going to get an interview with Cooper on camera maybe later today. He's got some fans here today. What's funny about the local races is you invite your friends because they're like, I mean, I've been in that situation. I told y'all last race. Race 6 to staging, race 7 to the ready. Race 7 is junior ski, and we're going to have 2 runabouts back-to-back. These will be the fast guys coming up. They're fast out there now. There goes Javier Falcone across. Greg Swell's out there. And so anyway, I want to say my middle school age, so 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I'm pretty sure I know for 7th and 8th grade for sure, I wore a jet ski shirt every single day of school. Every picture from school that I had, I was in a jet ski shirt. Pretty cool. Always admired that. Perfect attendance, wore a jet ski shirt every day. Yes, I washed them. I know. But your friends is like, Joey, what are you going to do this weekend? They knew the answer. I'm going jet skiing, you know, or I'm going to go to a race. I'm going to go watch my brother race. Or when I got a chance to start racing, my friends came to watch me. It was really nice. It was a tribute, if you will. Checkered flag out for the beginner runabout. It's so cool those Sea-Doos do the stoppie where it throws up that big rooster tail. And I've never had a ski that could do that, so I don't know what that's like. My Sea-Doo didn't do that. Well, actually, it did. Tim's over there like, yeah, it did when it sank. And you brought it to me afterwards. Yeah, you're right. It did do that once. There goes Javier across the finish line. We got a few more. It looks like Bailey's still out there on the 11, and her friend Ashley behind her. They're both on the outside splits. If you're spectating to us and you hear me say outside and inside, yep, we split the course up on the start. Mostly for this class, the runabout class, which is what you would go to the dealership and buy. Why a split? Well, these boats go between 60 and 90 miles an hour, and they have no brakes, or what they call a brake really isn't a brake. It's a slow it down quick enough to respond. And we can't have them out there doing 60 to 80 miles an hour right next to each other. It's just too tight. So we split them up for an inside and an outside, and they are separated from the very start. They merge right here at this long yellow buoy that you see out in front of the start-stop line. We call that the sausage or the hot dog. And it's a lane no different than you drive on the highway. You're not supposed to cross lanes, so you have to stay in your lane, as we call it, or hold your line until you get past that yellow buoy, the long one there, and then you go into what I call the horseshoe. So you go across the start-finish line to get scored, then you go into the horseshoe. We'll introduce these riders to you on the 37. Ride for John Caldwell Pools, Deplorable Racing, Country Power Sports, JD 232 Racing and Salvage, Watercross of Texas, Dean's team. It's the money man, Tim Miller. Miller, 37. On the 787, I believe it is, that's Pablo Pagan. And on the outside, that's a new rider for today. I don't know, it's blue or yellow and black. We got two new riders in this runabout class. I didn't see them on the list. We'll get them. We'll race again today. We'll get them. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. You added his names. Thank you. So people that are used to hearing their name, and like Felix's dad put Ukraine in his dad. That's fun. He's got a lot of sponsors, but he is from the Ukraine. Well, you know, we say different things for him. And he's in different classes. So let's see. Whoever that is on that boat, that really hot yellow-looking boat, it's a Yamaha. We know that. 22 is Mike the Madman Gaskin in this class. 787 is Pablo Pagan, and everyone else in this class isn't listed. So if you know who's out there on the boat in the lead, it's yellow and black, and that's Peak Power Sports. That's Rick Cantola. Okay, appreciate that. So Rick Cantola in the lead on that Yamaha. Looks like Tim Miller's behind him. And I bet you it's Peak Power Sports on the other ski, too. So they're coming around the outside splits like we were talking about. That's the outside where it's a little more open. So when you're on a ski like this that carries more power, or what we call top end, it's smarter to go to the outside. So like Tim Miller, they're going across. He's on the outside. The inside is tighter, meaning that the turns are closer together, so you can't carry speed quite the same way. You have to check up, but it is a shorter way around. So even though you're not going as fast, the distance isn't there. So some people elect to keep the power down and stay on the outside, and other people say, well, I can ride my ski faster, slower. Yes, that makes sense. To a racer, it does anyway. And you use the inside line to shorten up the distance and ride very, very smooth to make up that gap. Then on the back side of the course, since we have so many races today and the element for passing isn't quite there like it would be in other courses, you have a split on the back as well to where you can take different routes on the back and keep the power up as the same instance, or use a tighter inside line. We saw the brothers Smith, Hagen, and Hendricks yesterday battle using that different strategy. It worked really well for him in the ski class. Hendricks remembered that when he was in the sport class, and it helped him catch up to Skinny. So as we watch the strategies, Cooper also really good at splitting up lines. He's up here updating his sheet. So Cooper also splits up the lines, and Cooper, professional enough, he's got an internal stopwatch. So he knows I was faster that lap, I need to do that again. He'll usually repeat it, and then if he sees himself losing place in the race, then he will go back to his original line and try to make that time up. A lot of things happen, out there where you realize, okay, I'm making ground, I'm pulling away, so I need to keep doing this. Then there's times you're losing ground, and you need to catch up, and you try something different. Right now, Tim Miller doing everything different he can to catch up to Rick Cantola. That Peak Power Sports GPR 1800 is, both of them really are smoking hot out there. Tim on the GP 800R with John Caldwell Pools, Deplorable Racing. It's got a Dean's Team tune on it. It's got some Dean's Team parts that are unique to the Yamaha. Dean Carrier out of Houston. Dean Carrier out of Florida. A master builder on the Yamahas. Anything from a TR1 Superjet all the way up to these big GPs and these FX boats. Dean very knowledgeable in the inner workings of them and what tune to put on for what type of racing you do, whether it's closed course like this, or there's also a big drag racing community that run these stock boats. The two boats out front, you see the GP 1800s, they actually hold the world speed record for a jet ski. I believe, and if you're curious about that, I believe the world speed record right now is 133 miles an hour. Yeah, that's fast. This guy's looking at me like, what? Yeah, it's fast. So yes, they will modify these engines and tweak on these holes. It's not like what you see out there. They lighten up as much as they can. They put big props together that usually destroy themselves when they go out and do it. But just like in Top Fuel, they come and tear down the motor in between rounds to go out and do it again. It's similar to that. They usually last a weekend. That's what they try for anyway. They've got really high-octane race gas in them, and they're designed to run maybe 5 or 6 passes in a weekend, and they put dual GPS trackers on them, and they use radar to back everything up. It's not just one man's story that I hit 133. It's backed up at least 3 ways. And yes, one of these jet skis has reached 133 miles an hour. It's 135 now? Okay. I knew it was 133 last year, but I'm sure that Brian guys figured out more. Yeah, they usually have them right before the finals or right after the finals. That's Mike Young's thing. He loves that hydro drag right behind the Riva dealership down in that canal, Florida. I've been invited to it. I've never had the desire to go, but the one year I was invited to it that I probably should have gone, they had the speed slalom. Have you ever heard about that, Barnhart? Speed slalom is what they called it. So they had the drag races set up, and if you've never been to it, they have a pontoon boat that sits on It's kind of like a sunken barge, but it's a pontoon boat that's got this thing that's attached underneath the bottom of it, and it lifts your boat up out of the water. So it's designed to hold your boat still, and when they hit the Christmas tree, it lowers and your ski can take off. It's amazing. I have seen that in person. They had that at one of the drag races they had in Louisiana one time. We went to watch it. So basically, there's like a lift. There's like a jet ski lift that you'd have behind your lake house that's attached to a boat, and you can have your ski up to so many RPMs. You know, you can't roll it at full throttle, but they drop you, and then you take off just like in drag racing. And that's how they do these official times, because it's a quarter mile. But the one year I'm talking about, the speed slalom, instead of it being a straight line, they set up a very loose slalom course to slow you down a little bit, and it was only one way. You didn't have to turn around and come back like original slalom is. But basically, it was an S course. Instead of it being straight, you went like this. And an SXR 800 that year won it. It was a limited. It wasn't an open, but it was a limited. And I want to say his time was just under like 67 or 68 seconds. He was a good rider, and he was from Florida, and I felt like we could have gone that year on our hyperspace. That's why we were invited. And if we would have it wouldn't have been me, but it would have been another rider. There were plenty of riders from Florida we could have come. We think we could have beaten that. We would have had a national championship at the speed slalom. Mike Young, if you're tuned in and you ever think about doing the speed slalom again, that was a great event. I'm sorry I missed it. That was definitely a neat opportunity I would have loved to have taken advantage of to do. Looks like Felix out there on that 466. That's Joe Borilski. Watercross the Texas boat. That's Tristan Hebert, Lemon, that bright yellow helmet. And Felix is Lime, that bright green helmet. This is race 7. Tristan Hebert on the 41, and that's Bentley Cox on that 319 out of Plattsmouth, Nebraska. I believe is that a GP1? I'll get it right. Felix out there on the 466. His dad wrote TCS Marine Works H2O Designs. Thank you, Felix dad. Oh, and Trent Cornette's out there on the 627. Race 8, vintage. Race 8, vintage. The starting line is yours. Race 9, amateur, runabout, stock. Hey, Cooper, you're race 9, buddy. Get all your friends and head to the starting line. Race 10, which he's out there. 2 of them are out there. Race 10, if anybody's, Trent's on the same ski, so it doesn't matter. But if somebody could get Tristan's GP1 ready, that would be great. And Travis Falanga, he's going to be out there. And then Joe, he's going to need Felix to get off his ski so he can race it for race 10. Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Joe, how are you and Felix going to race the same ski? Oh, never mind. He's on the SXR. All right. They got it worked out. Shanti is on her game, y'all. Shanti Hebert. Yeah, I didn't know she was about to walk by. She's probably about to hit me like, yeah, I did all that. No, you did do all this, and we are very thankful. Anybody have any giveaways? We were doing raffles last time at the last round, so if we've got some raffles, come let me know. Skinny let me know yesterday that she had a pop-up tent for sale, so if you came without a tent, you need one. She's got one. Also, she's got a 2-wheel dolly for sale. It's Aquacraft. So if you've got an SXR or a Superjet that you wish you had a beach tote, like you're putting your ski off the trailer onto a stand, then on the water, a beach tote is definitely what you need. There's great examples of them down on the water right now. Skinny has one like that for sale. Get with her. She did find a start-stop switch, so we're going to see her in racing action today. Thank you who provided that. So anyway, if you have any giveaways, I know the Popers and Rick Cantola, they're pro-level riders here for the Nationals this weekend. They have what we call a pro card, so it's an index card with their information on it, posters for Peak Power Sports. If you have kids and they need a hero, We all need a hero. They'll gladly sign that poster for you, take a picture with you. Rick's a great ambassador of the sport. He definitely supports the kids. When I was a kid, he supported me. Thank you, Rick. Rick's got a gorgeous shop in Colorado. If you're ever in the Colorado area on vacation during the week, stop in and say hello to Rick. He definitely appreciates that. I'm going to do it when I go to Colorado. I've called him to the line. X2 Vintage, X2 Everything to the line. We don't. Tim Hutchinson's not racing today. Jeff Wright, are you racing? I don't know if he is or not. Yeah, he got his hand up. Okay. Drew's on an X2. He won yesterday. Steve Beadle. Beadle. He'll come correct me. Charles, I'm sitting down. There's pop-ups in my way, so I don't have line of sight at you, but you haven't said anything to me, so I guess we're okay. We are in Madisonville. We're in Weatherford, Texas today for the final day of the Mid-America Jet Ski Challenge by Naughty Water Racing and Jettribe. Today is the series finale for Region 5. That's Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, New Mexico. So most of our riders are from the great state of Texas. Let's see if we can get a crowd response. So here we go. Listen up. The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Most of us learned that from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Paul Rubens died this week, Pee-wee. But that was a neat joke in his movie. Yes. Steve Bedell told me that Hutchinson was not coming today. So if he shows up, then that's a surprise to me. But I was told Hutchinson's not running. So that's probably why you're looking for him and he's not there. Is he there? Love that crowd participation. Thank you for those clap, 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 clap. We'll do it again later. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors, John Caldwell Pools, Commander Industries, Pro Watercraft, CF Photography, Charles Ginchard Photography, Pro Watercraft Racing again. The city of Weatherford and the Tavern by the Lake. Got a chance to hang out there last night. It's really neat. A lot of people from the community like to go in there and water down, as we call it here in the state. A lot of people were glad, out-of-town people were here. It's a new face to learn and new conversation to have. So great hospitality from the city of Weatherford. Nice facility here, Long Beach, to spectate from. Nice bluff like I'm sitting on. That's what every race used to sound like, guys. Every single moto, whether it was a 550, a 650, even the Yamaha Superjets when they showed up, they were pretty similar to a sound of that. But that bouncing, bobbing, vintage ski. Now we can thank Pro Watercraft Racing, Chris Haggis. He is a designer of hulls. He has the Pro Force, which we'll see a little bit later today. The Katera boys ride a Pro Force. It's bright green. We'll show it to you when they show up. All right, so coming around, as same as yesterday, Drew Stahl on the X2. No. That's one of the Katera brothers. That's the alien ski today. Yes, sir. There's Drew. We got a few more X2s out there today. There's a Superjet. Square nose, as they're affectionately called. That's Johnny Bedell on that lime green ski. He's in the seated position with his knees in front of him. A lot of guys used to ride in what I would call the kneeling position. where your feet are behind you. It's hard though. It's hard on your knees and hard on the old derriere. Steve Biddle on the 13. He's out of Big Spring, Texas. That's Shannon Watson on the 17. His ski shows up, the 17 shows up really good. He's on the Wichita, Kansas. Tanner is riding the Alien ski today on the 51. They're out of Lavernia, Texas. Good morning, Billy. If they haven't seen you, yes, sir. Good win this morning. Good ride. You're welcome. Well, you're welcome. Drew Stahlhut on the 78, and in the limited class, that's Chad Connor on the number 1, and Johnny Biddell, we just talked about him on the 70. See if we can find John out there on that number 1 X2. Good ride, Javier. They're doing a parade of four-wheelers in front of me right now. So that's Tanner on the 51 going across the start-finish line right there. And this ski coming across now, that's Drew Stahlhut making a pass. I bet you that's John Connor on that, or Chad Connor. John Connor's in the Terminator. Chad Connor right there, that's him. That's the same wetsuit as he's got. Who's on that Super Jet? We've got Tim Hutchinson and Jeff Wright. Did Jeff Wright switch to a Super Jet? Maybe. Tim's sitting out today. We got Jeff Wright. He rides for Dale's Jet Sports. Swanson Racing, his mom. Let's see. What does it stand? National Associates of Healthcare Providers, which is what NAHP stands for. Jeff, like Joey, is a professional I call it groundskeeper, like Caddyshack. You know, I put my best man on it. Groundskeeper, better, not a lawnmower man. That's not fair. They do way, way more than that. But Jeff Wright, a true professional in the Kansas City area. A lot of businesses use Jeff for beautification of their business, and he does a wonderful job. He gives great advice, meaning you'll get way more advice than you actually need, but he'll be sure and give it to you. He's good at that. If you ever want to feel better about yourself, talk to Jeff Wright, okay? He is a healer. And Jeff, in my opinion, has given one of the best awards acceptance speeches that I've ever heard in my entire life. Jeff Wright and Rusty Wilson are the top 2 awards speech givers probably in the world of jet skiing. I mean, I'll definitely say Texas for sure, because Rusty is number 1. But Jeff is right there. I mean, just one word separates the two of them in quality. Top quality. So no pressure on accepting awards tonight, Jeff. I don't know if I'll be there or not. We'll see. Race 9. Race 9. The starting line is yours. That's Tyler Gaskin, Kyla Robinson, Cooper Caldwell, Greg Sewell. Kyle, let's work on staying on our ski today. I know it's not easy. I know it's hard for me to not say it, but let's get a full moto in today. Yeah, buoy to buoy, take it a buoy at a time. And race 10, Mod Ski Lights. Tristan and Trent, y'all are off your skis, so get to switching. This is where we're going to see that Commander, the GP1 with the TR1 engine in it. There goes Drew. Actually, Drew's catching Tanner, isn't he? They're a buoy apart. Is that Ryan down there giving me pointers? Yeah, it is. Okay. It's the cowboy hat. Ryan, in that shirt today, in that cowboy hat, looks like the governor of Texas in the biggest little house in Texas. And if you've never seen that movie with Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds, it's a wonderful musical. A lot of comedy. Filmed in the great town of Bastrop, Texas, or LaGrange, as some people call it. LaGrange. The Chicken House. There's Shannon Watson on that 17. They got a good group of guys taking that white flag all bunched up together. 11:59 is the time, and we are on race. I believe we're on race 9. Nope, we're on race 9 to staging, race 10. Runabout lights, the starting line is yours. Runabout stock. Mod ski lights, you to stage. Checker flags in the air. 4, Tanner Katera. Followed right behind him. Well, here we're going to have a race for it. That's Tanner on the alien ski. True, giving it all he's got. Nope. They're going to finish 1 and 2, but that was close. They're out there paying tribute to each other. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Who's hot? I know there's way more people than that that's hot. Who's cool? That's when you do crickets, y'all. Right then. Want to do some trivia for this Moto Option sticker? Vintage trivia or modern trivia? I really wish Leisure Pools would bring me something, because I've got a great trivia question for Leisure Pools. So, Poker, if you can hear me and you have any giveaways, bring them up here. Don't bring them all. You got a few days, but I got some trivia around you I can do. I tell you what. I'll do this sticker giveaway for the answer. Who were the 5 riders to star in the Jettribe movie? If someone can come to the announcer's tent and name the 5 riders, was it 4 riders or 5 riders? 4 riders. It's 4 riders. I don't know why I'm mixing another guy in there. If you can name the 4 riders that starred in the Jettribe movie, I will give you a Moto Option sticker. But you got to name all 4. It can't be an You've got to know the names of the guys that starred in the Jettribe movie, and you will get a Moto Option sticker. All right, race 10 on the line. No, race 9 on the line. Race 10 to staging. The 22 out of Arvada, Colorado. That is Tyler Gaskin. 22. 24. Kyle Robinson. 24. Cooper Caldwell on the 193. And Greg Swill on the 413. Yes, sir. They didn't have enough money to pay Jeff J. Oh, look at Cooper going across the start-finish line. And they slammed the door. Where did the other guy go? A sea of spray. That's Tyler. A little washout there. Is that Cooper that washed out or Tyler? Boy, Cooper wants to be a part of that race of the day again so bad. Cooper wants to be a part of the race of the day so bad. He can taste it. So we had a wrong answer on the Jettribe, on the Moto Option sticker. We did have an answer attempt. Thank you, Steve. That was a good attempt, but wrong. And come back. Go regather. Look at Google. Come back. We won't deny you, but we won't accept wrong answers. Phone a friend. Watch it if you want.
You got it. Oh, my goodness, Jettribe. There you go. We have a winner. Jettribe, one of the best acceptance speech people ever in life. Jeff, it was still legendary. I got love in my heart ever since that day, and it's still there. Yes, I think I have it recorded. I'll put it away from my face. I'm sorry. I was excited. I'm excited to see Jeff. All right. So we have a race of the day out there right now. It looks like that's Cooper Caldwell in the lead. And Tyler Gaskin, his buddy, is behind him. Their skis look really similar. They like that light blue and black scheme, which shows up really good on the water, but everything flashes, blends, whatever you want to call it. That's Greg Sewell in third. And there's Kyle. He's still on his boat. Oh, okay, perfect. That's a great place to write that, too. Okay, so attention in the pits. The race results for 1 through 6 are posted. The challenge time for that is 1:15, so please come view your Moto 1 race results, race 1 through 6. And if there's any discrepancies, you have until 1:15 or forever hold your peace. Race 11. No, that's wrong. Race 11 to ready. Race 10, the starting line is yours. Charles, thank you for that tweak. I will oblige. Tyler Gaskin, believed unofficially second place. Cooper Caldwell in the lead. Greg Sewell in third. Kyle Robinson stays on his boat. We're certainly proud of that for Kyle. It's way funner to ride than swim. Michael Phelps may have the most gold medals for swimming, but he's not a jet skier. There's Kyle coming around. Beautiful Yamaha with the white and red on the side. Greg Swell also using white and red as his paint scheme on that Sea-Doo RXPX. Glad to see a Blaster out there in the sport class. Joey riding the Blaster yesterday in the open class, but they combined them today. So good to see a Wave Blaster out there to mix it up. There goes Cooper. Looks like he's getting the 2 to go. No, that's the white flag. White flag for Cooper Caldwell. John Caldwell Pools. He's out of Fort Worth, right here, hometown young man. I want to call him a boy. Race 9 is on the water. Race 10 to staging. We can go ahead and introduce you to race 10 right now. Out of Spicewood, Texas, right for Austin jet skier. He's on the 6. It's Mike, My Hills, 6. On the 322, riding for Big Fish Bail Bonds, Naughty Water Racing, Dad, Smith Racing, Wichita, Kansas' own, Tristan Hebert, the limit. On the 627, also out of Wichita, Kansas. That is Trent Cornett. He was your flagman this morning for the national anthem. To page 2. All right. On the 021 out of El Reno, Oklahoma, that is Travis Falanga 021. Out of Liberty Hill, Texas, Pro Watercraft Racing, Austin Jet Skier, Smith Optics, Factory Jettribe Racing. It's the 107 of Hendricks Smith 107.
And new to us today, out of Lavernia, Texas, on the 198, I know he rides for Pro Watercraft Racing. It's Mason Katera, 198. And out of Hurst, Texas, riding for Watercross of Texas and TCS Marine, it's Joe Barilski, 466. And in the combined class, out of the Ukraine on the Kawasaki, he rides for Works H2O Designs. It's the UA7 of Felix Martinenko, UA7. And out of Sulphur Springs, Texas, riding for Jettribe, it's the 160 of Andrew Bowe, 160. Race 11 to stage, race 12 to the ready, race 13, please be steadfast. Race 14, you are the last race of the day. We are not going to skip. The time right now is 12:09. I'm confident we can be on break before 1. So, thank you very much for the fast staging after our morning response. We are back to close. I wouldn't say on time, but we're close to time, given what we've done. Got one offer for lunch from the Caldwell Camp in Deplorable Racing. Anybody else with a lunch offer, I'll gladly entertain it. Seems like the ants aren't quite as bad today. If you disagree, come tell me. Do know that some of the dads went and got ant, I don't want to say poison, but got ant deterrent. That's a good word. Ant deterrent to keep the ants away. Ride On is what Mr. Caldwell told me this morning. Ride On is there. They've got some jet skis staged over on the left-hand side of the beach to me, or the end by the swimming area to you. It looks like they got some Sea-Doo RX-PXs and some Sea-Doo Sparks on a trailer you can go look at. Super Jets. Look at all the Super Jets. Looks like a herd of beluga whales out there. Race 11 to the starting line. Race 12 to the ready. Thank you, X2 Vintage. That was a wonderful moto. Tanner Katera, Drew Stallhut. I will put your names in race of the day candidacy, sirs. If you like that X2 race, clap. I got a woo! If you like the Cooper Caldwell Tyler Gaskin race, clap. Both equally good. One was a really good race at the beginning, and it stretched out. The other one wasn't really much of a race at the beginning, but it came great at the end. Some people like seeing action in the very front. Me personally, I like seeing action at the end. And Drew and Tanner definitely provided that for us. Thank you, gentlemen. Would love to talk to both of y'all. Drew and Tanner, race of the day candidates. If you want to come up and talk on the mic about your race together. Tanner, you can tell us about looking behind you and seeing Drew, and Drew can tell us about seeing Tanner coming up quicker. It's always good to hear. Is that Travis Falinga out there on the front? I believe it is. And that looks like Hendrick Smith behind him. There's Tristan on that Commander with the TR1 in it. That's 322 with the bright yellow helmet. There's Joe Barilski on the 466. That's Mike Millhills right there. There's Andrew and Felix on the 160 Superjet. Felix on. Now that's a good race right there. Look at Andrew Vo in it's the very back of the pack, but they are eating, folks. That's Andrew Vo and Felix Marninko. They're in the back of the horseshoe right now. Felix just had a little bit of the bobble at the top of the horseshoe. He's gathering it back up currently to catch Andrew, but that is a good race right now. Can't urge y'all enough to hydrate. I've already had 4 waters this morning and a tall cup of coffee. It was delicious. Looks like Travis coming across that start finish line. He's looking at the lap count. Here comes Hendricks behind him. A lot of folks in this class combined. Mike Millhill's on the 6, Tristan Hebert on the 322, Trent Cornett. They're in the same class. And then you've got Felix and Andrew, who are doing really, really well battling out there. Felix is now 1 buoy behind. Andrew's getting a little bit of a gap on that Superjet. That Superjet versus SXR. Always a battle I like to see. Joe Barilski. Oh, it's Mason Katera on the 198. I unofficially believe he's in 3rd. But Travis Falanga, meanwhile, out front on the backstretch, getting all the way back on the back of the jet ski to keep the pump hooked up. Hendricks doing the same. Got to move around a lot on these Superjets to get them to do what you want them to do, which, of course, as somebody mentioned earlier, that's like a jet ski. You know, having to move your body English. We had people demonstrate leg dragging for us last time while we were on the live stream. We certainly appreciate that. And if you're out there and you're in a space where you're comfortable where you're riding and you want to put some flair in the mix, do a leg drag turn for us. It shows up really, really good on the camera. And if Tim Hutchinson was here, he would do it. He always does. I call it a body turn because that's the PC way to say it. Other people affectionately call it a B-U-T-T drag. Don't know how good it is to really say that anymore, but I like body turn. So if anybody's willing to throw a body turn out there for us at the end of the horseshoe or going into the horseshoe, right on Charles Ginchard Photography's camera, it'll show up great on camera. People will talk about it on the internet, just like they did with the leg drags last time. Victor Sheldon does watch this. So I am friends with Victor Sheldon. I just shared with him the other day. I found a piece of artwork that I did in high school that was a photo of him, and won a blue ribbon at the fair with it. I shared it with him, and he thought that was neat. So he, talked back with me, and the grass cutting pictures that we're sharing right now, all the dads about the grass cutting because it's so hot. He really liked it too, and so anyway, I said, man, I paid you a little tribute on the video. Go back and watch it. Told me he did. They really enjoyed watching jet ski racing online. Made him feel old and nostalgic, and wished everybody luck on the next one. Said, keep doing it. You sound great. So I'll take a little criticism from the slasher. Totally jealous of Anna Glennon, though. If Anna can hear me, Anna's got to do something that I really wish I could do sometime in my life, because my brother's got a chance to do it, and he remembers it very, very well. But Anna has actually got the opportunity to ride with Jeff Jacobs, okay? That's the king. Ain't nobody better. And Anna's got the graces to go out and have fun with Mr. Jacobs. I'm totally jealous. I'm totally geeked out. But kudos to her. She's also, that's just one on a long list. I have their autographs, but that's all I got. She's got a chance to ride with them and talk to them, interview them. And that's just amazingly cool. Travis, man. Travis likes these big courses. He was at Madisonville and did really well there, but told me that if it was a big stretched out course, he would do better, and he's right. Travis Falanga right there. That That was convincing, y'all. That was domination in a class that's supposed to be even, and Travis just showed them all how it's done. Good job, sir. Yeah. Maybe we can get an interview with him. Maybe somebody on the beach in his camp say, hey, the announcer said he wants to interview you. We'd love to do that. Jeff Wright said he was camera shy, which I know there's no shyness in him at all.
Randy down with the tavern just came on down there. He told us they now have the races live streaming in the tavern. So if you need a cold drink over there or some food, you can go on over to the tavern. They'll hook you guys up, and you can still watch the race live over at the tavern. So big thank you to Randy for having us down here on the beach, beautiful Lake Weatherford, making it happen for another 2.5 days. We really appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, can y'all believe that? We're not even halfway yet. Yeah, you're the coolest spot in town. Now we say watering is your service. If you need a watering hole, that's where you need to go, is the tavern. It was a good one last night. Yes. Well, good luck. Telling's not selling. We close for coffee. Coffee's for closers. Thank you, Randy, very much. Very, very hospitable. Much like in the last round, if you didn't meet Tom Jones in Madisonville, the Tom Jones of Weatherford here is Randy at the tavern. When you come to these towns, there's just somebody you absolutely have to meet. I'm telling you right now, that person here is Randy. Don't leave without shaking Randy's hand. You are missing out if you don't. And I know he can hear me saying that. Let's see. Great job, guys, on that one. I'm going to call that one for race of the day. Y'all don't help me forget. I think Drew and Katera have a little bit of an advantage. I know we got a lot of racing left, but that was good. All right, this is a big old class, guys. This is the Sea-Doo Sparks and the Yamaha EXs. So we're going to introduce you to the Sea-Doo guys first. On the Yamaha, it says Tyler Greenwald. He's out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. On the 319 out of Plattsmouth, Nebraska, that's Sean Cox. On the 14, these are the Sea-Doos. Out of Omaha, Nebraska, that's Cole, the 11th Hour Martin. That's the white and yellow Sea-Doos out there, the older ones. Now in the Spark class, we've got the 707 out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Boy, that's a haul. Says he's riding for Cherry Hair Racing, J. Caldwell Pools, Private Something House Design Envisioned. That's Jarrett Peterson. He's next to me here in the Moto Option 10. Long-haired guy. 279 out of Granville, Illinois is Eric Grunwald. The 193 out of Fort Worth, Texas is Cooper Caldwell. 38 is Ashton Avery. He is out of Hazlet, Texas. Out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, that's the yellow and blue boat. And that's Josh T. 22, he's back out there, y'all. North Richland Hills, Texas. That's Drewski Stallhut. And out of Montgomery, Texas, riding for Race Lab Performance, that's the 11 of Ashley Sewell. You don't do that? We used to have it in our camper. So the people that were here that didn't want to get out in the heat, we had it so they could watch it inside the camper. If you don't have it streaming in your camper, you should. Oh! Backfire. There's Cooper Caldwell. He's in second, but he's first in his class. His grandma says he's first in everybody's class. Is Cooper going to be the valedictorian? Is he one of them kind? His sister is. His sister's one of them smart ladies that's going to have a fancy job. There's Ashley on that 11EX. She wears that bright pink Jet Pilot wetsuit on a blue ski. It looks really good. Billy Dearman had the same color scheme on his wetsuit yesterday. It looks very Miami Vice. Love that the wetsuit manufacturers are going back to the bright colors. Andrew Vo on Jettribe. I mean, you can see him all the way out on the backstretch. He looks like a fishing lure. I know that's Tony and the Bo's objection, you know, or the objective. Have the riders look good. They certainly accomplished that. There's 11th hour right there coming across. Cooper's behind him on that EX. Now these are two-stroke skis, vintage two-stroke skis, most likely 800s or 951 two-stroke motors. That means they run oil and gas together, mixed gas. The other skis, the Sparks and the EXs, are four strokes. They have cams and valves, and they run oil separately. There's an oil tank and a gas tank. One is more modern and more environmental friendly. The other does put a little bit of oil in the water, which it dissipates. It doesn't stay there. I'm in that industry, so I know a little bit of oil in the water. Oh, we got a rider down on the horseshoe. Rider down on the top of the horseshoe. Is that moto option? Now, Cooper, meantime, has moved to the inside trying to catch Sean. Sean on Cole all the way out of Nebraska. Yellow flag on the top of the horseshoe for the rider down. Race 12. Race 12. To staging. Adrian, Josh, Anna, Lily, Andrew, and Bentley. Race 13 to the ready. Michael, Kelly. Kelly is here. Awesome. Kelly Cantola. Lovely lady. Don Cope. Billy Katera. Brian Snyder. And then our finale for today, Pro-Am Ski GP. That's JB and Jeremy Poper, Tim Miller. Mason Katara, our last round winner in Madisonville. He's here today. Mason in a points battle with Tim. Mark and Adrian in a points battle. Cooper and Hendricks in a battle today. Cooper can gain a little ground with today being double points. Cooper told me yesterday he wants to be fast on everything. Yes? I hear bird call. No? Casey Skinny Moore still has an Easy Up for sale. It's be a good time to use it now. Sometimes an extra Easy Up is good to provide shade next to your Easy Up. The Easy Up, as the sun goes down, the shade moves. Like right now, it's good because it's under me. It's gone? You sold it? Oh, well, congratulations. Where's my commission? Where's my commission? No, ma'am. I don't work like that. Joey, no. Drew Stallhut. Hey, Joey, why am I holding parts for you? I've been telling you all morning Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Sea-Doo's still out front. Cooper not finding anything for that Sea-Doo. It sounds to me like it's a 951 in that one. Yeah, I know. The Rhinestone Cowboy, I heard. A Star-Spangled Rodeo. Yeah, we're on right now, so don't.
Just let everybody know that me and Skinny are back together, and we broke up, but yeah, now we're back together. I let her back in my life. She's a great lady. All right, race on.
And Bruiser's looking for leaving his contribution to us this morning, too. So Joey Malden in the Sport Open class on the former Lee Smith Judge Motorsports Blaster, also acquiring a Sea-Doo HX for the spec class. He's shaking it down, not really race ready yet, but it'll get that way. There's Ashley Gaskin on her four-wheeler. She's going to come talk to us this weekend. She's out of Colorado, coming down to race the Nationals. We're glad to have her. Want to thank everybody that's come, and it looks like we might have somebody come want to talk to us. No, he's running. You really don't want to talk? That was raised as far as the domination goes, because those boats were supposed to be even and equal, and you've got some good riders out there. That was a good race. You should be proud of that. He is. He's got a big, huge smile on him. He's not a talker, but he really want to come up here and thank you. He corrected Palanga. Yes. All right. Cool. I got it. Yes. Get some bigger numbers on your boat. That's the only thing I'd ask. Get bigger numbers for your boat next year. Cool. He came up here to correct his name, which is great, and I'm thankful for that. I said it a little wrong. I will adjust it. But I'm telling you right now, in a class that the skis are supposed to be even and the rider ability even, and he's got some good riders in his class. That was impressive. I'll tell you what, if he and Hendricks can duplicate that, if we can get Hendricks a little bit faster, that is a really good candidate right there for race of the day. So think about that. riding somebody else's ski. There's Adrian going to the top of the horseshoe. Anna's behind him. That's Hagen on Mark Marriott's jet ski, so he's probably out there trying to gain some points for him, which is nice. Mark Marriott also an owner in the series, not just a racer. He's an owner like I am. I own the 37HX that Tim Miller and Hendricks ride. Got a great partnership with Deplorable Racing. Very, very excited to be a part of their program. And Tim Miller at Country Power Sports. I've known Tim a long time. He's been a hero of mine, and he was involved in at Denton on Lake Texas. Oh, Rotterdam, top of the horseshoe. No, he saved it, and that's our leader. Well, that's our leader going across. He checks up behind a lap rider, checks way up behind a lap rider, turns the ski all the way sideways, not to, to avoid him, really. Now, watch him going into the back section. He's going to gather it back up, come back around. Not a race for position, but definitely could have lost the lead there if he would have fallen. Great save there. Back to the story. And then the right flag comes out, and the checkered flag happens, and the race is over. But yes, both of those gentlemen has successfully lapped me twice. That's how fast they are and how slow I am. I felt good to be out there with them, because you don't learn unless you're out there. So, out of all that menagerie of riders, I want to go ahead and call that Josh, unofficially the moto winner out of Corona, California. It looked to me like behind him was Adrian Fisk, followed by Anna Glennon, and then Lily Wright. Hendricks was out there on Mark's ski, and then Bentley and Andrew also on their Super Jets. They were in a different class. And race 13, we'll introduce you to him right now. On the 410 out of Sulphur Springs, Texas, he is your race master. That's Brian Snyder on the 410. On the 115 out of Lavernia, Texas. Sorry, folks, I love those engine sounds. That's Billy Katera, and he rides for Pro Watercraft Racing. Out of Altus, Oklahoma, that's the bright blue and orange ski, the Gulf painted ski, number 93 of Don Cope. Out of Henderson, Colorado, on the 67, riding for Peak Power Sports, it is Kelly Sturcantola. Good morning, Miss Kelly. And out of Liberty, Missouri, that's the bright blue and red Farthing Racing ski. The number 51 of Michael Williams. Michael raced with us yesterday, so he is going to get the whole shot. That's Michael Williams right there on the 51. Don Cope behind him, Brian Snyder to follow. That's William Katera on that lime green 115. We call him Billy. And then that's a 1500 SXR behind. That looks like that's Miss Kelly. She's not on a GP1. She's on the 1500. A little more friendly to the veteran riders. It's a little smoother. It's also very big and heavy. So I don't say you ride it. I kind of describe it as driving it, which is a little easier. Not gonna lie. You still bounce. You still bend. You still twist. Miss Shanti says that 4 through 10 is posted. And the challenges have been changed. So if you came and disputed your place, then it is updated now. Thank you. Michael Williams still out front on that GP1. I'm going to start saying that. Thank you for the correction on that. Want to thank our sponsors, Pro Watercraft Racing. They have a ski out there. If you are interested in Chris Haggis's company, his product is the 115 lime green ski that Billy Katera rides right there. That's Pro Force. I believe it's a 2.0 or 3.0. Mr. Haggis has a few different versions available to you. If you want to have a stock Superjet engine in one, you can do that. If you want to have a triple Kawasaki engine, 2-stroke in one, it can do that. If you want to have a 4-stroke engine in it, like Billy does, they have the 1500 Kawasaki available, or they have the TR1 Yamaha available. And then out of Chris's jet skis that he has or that he builds, my favorite one is his personal one. I call it the Bat Ski because it looks like something Batman would ride, but it's not. It is a Pro Force with a Sea-Doo supercharged 260 engine in it. It's not necessarily legal in anything. It's his personal jet ski, but it's a beautiful build. It's all black. It has the number 220, which is Chris's number, and it is a Sea-Doo RXPX engine with a supercharger. And it sounds amazing. He put the exhaust ports on the side of the ski instead of the back, so when he goes down, the exhaust blows out like a Top Fuel dragster. It's very, very photogenic. It sounds amazing on the trailer and in the water. So if you don't know what I'm talking about and you have 5 or 10 minutes to dedicate to Chris's page or Chris's social media, search Pro Watercraft Racing RXPX Pro Force, and it will give you a search to the ski I'm talking about. And it is engineering mastery. And very, very glad that jet ski exists in the world. It's one of one that I know of. Rick Cantola, I'm not Rick Cantola, I'm sorry. Rick Treviso, which is close to Rick Cantola, he may have one. I think there's two. He may have one. Michael Williams still out in the lead. Michael Williams, I believe, is our... No, I bet you Johnny Vidal. I think Johnny Vidal, our eldest, not any disrespect, competitor today, but Michael, definitely up there in age, is past retirement. Jet skiing is his hobby. That's what he chooses to do in his retirement. He comes all the way from Missouri. He's an enormous Kansas City Chiefs fan, as he should be, because one of our own in out of Texas Tech is their quarterback now. They're absolutely very happy with Mr. out of White House, White House, Texas is where he went to school. definitely love our football here in Texas. Right now, we're loving our jet skiing. Football is in practice right now, fixing to get started back up. Jet skiing's about to end regionally and start national. You'll have the nationals this weekend. Then you'll have the World Finals coming up in a few different places. And then the King's Cup over in Thailand. I think they just had the European championships or whatever they have over there. And I saw that Kevin Ritter also won a GP1. Had an exciting race. I haven't seen the race yet, but we talk about race of the day. The way they talk is whatever happened either between Jeremy Poirier or Ritter. If anybody knows about it, you can come tell me, maybe show it to me. I'd love to see it. But all the buzz on the internet is that Kevin Ritter got away with one, and it was spectacular to watch. So I'm excited to see it. I just haven't had the time to see it yet. We've got a spectacular race right now with Michael Williams and Don Cope. They're both in that Masters class. Kelly out there looking great. That SXR looks really, really good. Kelly's been a strong rider. I've been in combo classes with her before. She usually rides limited, is what the women's class is usually done. And when I got out of the stock class, I could only afford a limited ski, so a lot of the times Mrs. Kelly and I would race together. And Tricia Poper also used to ride in the women's limited class. I got some grace to ride with her. And, of course, Rick Treviso's daughter, we called her Pub. I think it was Brittany was her name. She was a very good hydrospace racer. Very, very good. She handed it to me a few times. Michael Williams coming across now on that Farthing Racing GP1. Looks really, really smooth today. Takes that checkered flag, so we're going to go ahead and say race 13 is done. Thank you so much, Michael Williams, for that race win. Is Brian Snyder out there? I didn't see him. Brian, or Brian's wife. If anybody has eyes on Bruiser, which is Joey Malden's dog, yeah, it's a blue heeler. Right, that's Joey's dog. They're looking for him. Trust me, he's around. There's Brian. He was in that race. He was probably right there with Don Cope. That's where he rides, is around Don Cope. So they're together. That's probably the same. We'll introduce Pro-Am Ski GP right now, and we'll await word on the break. We're trying to get through this. The time now is 11:49. We were hoping to be done by 12:30, so I'll go ahead and say that puts us 20 minutes behind schedule with the response we had to do. That's wonderful. Thank you, everybody, making it to the line early. We'll continue that through the day, and we'll try to speed up getting you out of here this afternoon so you can go enjoy a shower and some of the festivities on Friday night in the Fort Worth, Weatherford area. Yes, go for Joey. Find out if Hagen Smith is running this race. I can look. Hagen. He was just on the 57 Mark Marriott ski. Was he prepping to run that in this instead of a Superjet? Yes. He's not running the race? No. Scratch Hagen Smith for race 14. We will introduce race 14 to you. They're going to get it. It's going to go really fast, y'all. On the 10 out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, riding for Leisure Pools, Peak Power Sports, Utility Block Company, Jettribe, Flow Vision. It is Jeremy Poper, 10. On the 37 out of Fort Worth, Texas, riding for Deplorable Racing, Jay Caldwell Pools, Watercross at Texas, Dean's Team, County Power Sports, and JD 232 Racing and Salvage. It's the money man, Tim Miller, 37. on the 91, out of Flagstaff, Arizona. Raw on the ball. Ride for Gasparone. It's JB, not JB. Gasparone. We're going to scratch this one, and on the 115, his dad running for Pro Watercraft Racing. That is Mason Katera, 115. Boy, I hope they put a lot of gas in that boat, because he's about to use all of it. We're going to call this one around. Looks like Tim Miller on the inside. He's going to take 4 white buoys, come around to the first blue. Tim Miller got a good jump on that. JB on the outside with a full head of steam. It looks like he's going to get ahead of Tim. And he will. JB Gasparone on the 91 on the board with the whole shot. Tim Miller comes out in second. Mason Katera on the 115. That's a points battle between Tim Miller and Mason Katera for the region. And then Ryan Poper follows the leaders. Oh, Ryan Poper on the top of the horseshoe. Great save there. The ski high-sided. Ryan gathers it back up. These GP1s, the description I get from riding them, I've never had a chance to ride one with the 1500 in it, is that they are on a rail. Anything, any little ripple, anything catches them, and you have to be on your toes, not literally, but you have to be ahead of it. You have to see 2 buoys ahead of you to know what you're going to do with the ski. It comes really, really fast, as you see on the back straight. Now, JB, sorry, y'all, I want to say JP because I'm used to JP. JB on the bullet there, it's the same, it's an aftermarket hull. It's not factory. It's lighter. Has way better strafes. A man named Rusty Kowecki at Bullet makes a replica of popular ski. And you see it out front right there. Smooth water is its friend. He's going around the top of the horseshoe now. He's followed by Tim Miller on the GP1 there. Rides for Commander. And then the Pro Force with Mason Katera, followed by Jeremy Poper. I think Mr. Poper's that ski's probably not that. I'm sure it's newer. I'm sure he hasn't had it as long as he's had something else. And Jeremy's a very busy guy, so riding is, for him, a lot of the times is racing. So starting in the front of the pack and running away from everybody might not teach him anything about his ski. Sometimes he may take the advantage to start in the back and try to race up. I think that's very, very smart. I wish I would have done it more when I raced. So he's probably seeing the conditions his ski is in rough water to know what to do, to make adjustments for if he's in a battle, potentially race of the day, to be able to give us that show. Looks like right now he's on the outside trying to make up time on Mason on the Pro Force. They look about even, so we can watch. Tim's going to come out in front of Mason, but Jeremy and Mason are even. Mason's going to come out a little bit ahead. Jeremy's going to see that and say, okay, I didn't make up any time there. I need to try something different this lap. That's where the strategy of all this comes in. Yes, I know it just looks like they're out there riding, having a good time. But racers use strategy on these splits, on the back side and the front side, to either make up time or get away from people. Right now, Mason is using his strategy to get away from Jeremy and try to catch Tim. Tim is using his strategy to stay away from Jeremy and Mason and hold his second place position. But checked out up front is JB Gasparone out of Lake Havasu City on the Bullet. He's electing to go to the inside this time. He was using that. Oh, and see that? See that right there? He just spun out. You heard that? That's him. That's the pump unloading and coming up off the water. It didn't break a whole lot of his momentum, though. He gathered it back up, and now he's putting together a good lap on the inside. Doesn't have to ride quite as hard on the inside. It's more technical. You have to use your steering a lot more rather than the horsepower of the boat. It's a trade-off, though. So if you're slowing down just that little bit, it may be easier on your legs and your back and your arms, but you have to minimize mistakes. Is to where on the outside, it's faster and easier, but it's harder on your body. To ride these skis at the 80 miles an hour like they do, it's a lot of strength and balance in your legs and your I would think something going that fast puts a lot of pull on your arms, arm pump. These guys are in shape. They do work out. They do run. They ride a lot to practice. It's laboring on your back and your shoulders and your legs. These skis especially very, very hard on your legs. This is the last race of the morning. I know it's afternoon, but this is the last race for our first half. And then we will take a break. We haven't decided on the break time yet. As soon as I find that out, I will let you know. It will not be long, I can tell you that. Oh, Tim Miller and Mason Katera now in that battle. Mason Katera letting the inside line to his advantage. Tim misses a buoy. Tim Miller just missed a buoy. Yeah, he did. So now he's got to take the black buoy. He knows it. Mason knows it, so he's going to ease up a little bit. Mason knows the position is his. He was right there when it happened. He did the right thing. Tim did the wrong. So what's going to happen now is like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean he missed a buoy? He's still out in front of him. He hasn't lost anything. No. Tim, knowing he missed a buoy, will now go all the way to the end of the backstretch. Instead of turning at this white and red, he's going to go out to this black one. See, that's where he is now. Now, Mason's in front of him, all right? He went around. Now, if he would have gone around that buoy and still been in front of Mason, he would have gotten his lap back and still held his position. That is possible to do. It didn't happen here. The black buoy did as it was designed to do. You heard about it in the riders' meeting. That's what they want you to do, is take that black buoy. Tim did. So now he is still in position in front of Ryan, which now Ryan is going for position. Oh, look at this, into the horseshoe. Both together, Ryan Poker and Mason Katera give the second place position to Jeremy. Guys, I got to say it, the battle, JP up front, JB, excuse me, I said it wrong again. JP way out front, dominating. Very, very convincing, but Jeremy Poper riding up through from last through the pack now for second. Won't have enough time to challenge for the lead, but it's not because he can't. Tim Miller missing that buoy, doing the right thing, gets Mason in front of him. So our unofficial order right now, JB Gasparone way out front. Ryan Poker now up to second. They're on the same side of the course, though. Ryan is making up some time. Checkered flag for JP, shuts it down. Ryan waiting till the last lap to make the moves on Tim, which the buoy, missed buoy is what helped Ryan there. And Ryan says, okay, I've got you behind me now. Technically, I need to go after Mason. Now, this position here where Tim is on the outside and Mason is on the inside, if Tim passes him across the line, he'll get third. We'll see. Come on, Tim. Come on, buddy. All right, Mason gets here in fourth. Tim, that's race of the day right there. Right there. That's it. Not taking anything away from anybody else, but those guys just put it all on the line for that. Great job, JB. Great job, Jeremy. Go for Joey. Copy. The tower says that we will do a 30-minute break. 30 minutes. So I want race 1 on the line, ready to start at 1:25. At 1:27, 1:30, the card will go up. People will be in position before then, but we're going to take a 30-minute break. It's 1 o'clock now. We will resume racing at 1:30. 1:30. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. I'm coming. Coming back. Keep coming. All right. We got to do a little business, so my break's got a delay, but that's okay. I ain't worried one bit. Does anybody want to come do this with me? No, never. We're going to say goodbye to the internet. Internet's going away. You let you run. Of course you would run. You'll do it? You will? Come on, somebody else. Give me 2 people. I'll auction off 2 people to outro. Come on, give me one. Give me one. Got one. Need 2. Give me 2. Come on, 2. I don't want to ask any of the guys from that last race because I know they're tired. I mean, look at them. Here, Charles, this is good? Yeah? Okay, can you see me good? Do I look wonderful? Hey, look, here comes Tristan. Tristan, we'll do an interview real quick. No? Want to do it with me? Come here. Yeah, y'all are on the internet right now. That's okay, though. We're going to go in 2, 3, 1. We are here in Weatherford, Texas for the regional of the Naughty Water Mid-America Challenge. Today is the last day, so we got double points. I'm standing here with Tristan Hebert. He's a junior rider and an amateur rider in the Superjet class and the Mod Lights class. He had a great morning of racing. I'm glad he's standing here with me. We want to thank you for tuning in to our broadcast this morning. Also thank our sponsors, Jettribe Racing, Naughty Water Racing, the City of Weatherford, Pro Watercraft, Chris Haggis. We talked a lot about you. Commander Industries. Is there anybody else that sponsors this that you'd want to say? Oh, and of course, Terry Hebert. Big Fish Bail Bonds. Jay Caldwell Pools, Leisure Pools, Terry's Jet Sports, a whole slew of others that you can see behind me here on the orange. And is our producer up front. He's the one providing what you see right now. 321 Kawasaki, Vision Watercraft, Deplorable Racing. We named everybody, so we'll go ahead and sign out, say thank you, leave comments below, tell us how we can get better, or tell us how good we do, and we'll see you tomorrow.